Oh, my name is Peter Lamb, and I've lived on the island for 28 years and served as an Islands Trust local trustee for 3 of those years. And I'm a passionate supporter of the Islands Trust and very concerned about the move to incorporate the island. I can give you 3 reasons why I'm opposed to it. The first is we live on a beautiful island. One of the reasons I came here from large cities across Canada, and as soon as I arrived, I realized how pretty the island was, how natural it was, and how quiet and pleasant it was. When I moved here in '89, I got involved with the community through a Parks and Recreation Commission, and then worked with the Islands Trust on an OCP review in the mid-90s. And I soon realized that we have such a vital community, a very vibrant community, and that I don't want to jeopardize losing that sense of community we have here. That leads me to the second reason, and that is the reason we have this kind of community, reason we have this environment we have on the island is because of the Islands Trust. And I know there has been relentless pressure to develop the island. And it was one of the reasons the trust was formed in the first place in 1974, because of the threat of overdevelopment or even inappropriate development, which was already happening in the trust area. So it has been important that we have that mandate of the Islands Trust, this provincial mandate, to preserve and protect the island. It's a vision which is unique to our community, to the islands, and it's a real measure of the importance of having a strong presence of the Islands Trust as we move forward. Under incorporation, the Islands Trust role will be weakened. There's no question about that, even though we will be still under the influence of the Islands Trust. The Islands Trust will still be there, but it moves from a direct involvement in the planning on the island to an oversight role. And that oversight role is not going to be sufficient to have the kind of land use planning we have now. That oversight role is jeopardized because there is an opportunity with incorporation for a municipal council to do an end run on the trust approval process and appeal to the ministry for approval of bylaws. I'm also concerned with respect to the trust and its long-term future is that the incorporation of Salt Spring might precipitate further incorporation efforts around the trust area and the eventual abandonment of the whole notion of the Islands Trust as being now not relevant to enough people in the trust area. That is a concern that I have about the long-term viability of the trust if we incorporate. My third reason is a very pragmatic one, and it's one that's been expressed many other times, and that is the huge tax increase that is likely to happen under incorporation, primarily with the roads taking on the responsibility for our aging network of roads on the island, as well as policing and what I think will be a burgeoning growth in the municipal staff and the need for housing for all that stuff. A municipal hall is likely to be on the agenda. And that measure of increase in tax is not reflected, clearly not reflected in the Incorporation Study Committee's final report on incorporation. They seriously underestimated the importance. In fact, suggested that there would be savings on the road system, on the municipal council if we incorporated. That's absolutely outrageous suggestion at a cost of over $50,000 for a professional road consulting report that was done by the Incorporation Study Committee. They came up with figures that were in the millions, up to $50 million for rehabilitation, repair, and extending of the widening of the shoulders across the island. The offer of assistance does not even come close to dealing with that kind of expense we're facing. So all in all, I am convinced that incorporation is not good for the island, it's not in our best interests, and I will be voting no for incorporation when the referendum comes up in September.